It's been a while, hasn't it? You know? Of course, when the three of us get together, all we seem to talk about is women.
Ain't that the truth? Normally when we get together, we'll tend to talk down on women, shit on them a little bit, even call them a couple bitches. But today, we're here to help our guy friends out here today. Just a couple of tips for men, you know, if you have trouble getting out there and, you know, you don't know what kind of girl you should get. Well, we're going to help you out today by telling you
women that we don't want you to incorporate with. Types of women. Women with certain qualities.
Now we're going to go off the type of thing of like certain types of women, and by certain types of women we mean classes of women that fit in a certain degree of your life that you should just never mess with, because when it gets messy it can fuck up your life.
I don't mean like, oh, you should fuck with Shaniqua from around the way.
First that comes to mind that's pretty much simple to work around with is co-workers and, you know, fellow classmates if you're in college or in high school. It can get a little bit awkward.
One thing you don't want to mix in is a B&B. We've all heard of a B&E, breaking and entering, but you don't want to mix B&B. Business and bitches. You don't want to mix those two together. You know, she's there, she's easy to contact, and you can easily set up something after work, and you know, you get there and you get in it, you bust that nut and the feelings are all gone, and then you gotta see this person again the next day and you want to dip out on them and shit don't go right.
Come Monday morning, you two gotta work together and shit. You're like, yo, can you help me with these customers? Fuck you, nigga. You ain't helped me last night.
This tip really works for women too, because women, you don't want to mess with too many dudes, or you don't want to talk to too many guys at your workstation, because then you know how girls get to chattering around. Oh, I saw, what's her name messing around with so-and-so, what's his name, and who'd-you-ma-call-it? Don't mess with who'd-you-ma-call-it. Who'd-you-ma-call-it got the cooties.
Did you know that it is possible to lead a cow upstairs but not downstairs? Now that I've got your attention, a type of woman that I feel the guy shouldn't try to associate with is friends' ex-girlfriends for obvious reasons. And family members too, for that matter. If someone's gonna end up getting hurt, and that's always inevitable, then niggas ain't gonna be friends no more.
When it comes to my family, especially for the females, I become more of a dick. Like, for my cousins, I'm very overprotective for them. So whenever, you know, I've seen some new guy, yo, what's up, ma? Yo, what's good, nigga? You see me 5 minutes, comment later, yo, nigga, where you live? I'ma kill you. You know, some shit like that.
That's disrespect to your friend. You don't want to mess around with that. And then, you know, down the line, that's going to lead to a fucking contest of whose dick is bigger, who can last the longest, what's the perimeter size of your balls, nigga. We don't need to know all that. And what if the nigga want to return the favor? You go after his sister, he go after your mother. Or you try to one up and go after his grandmother, he gonna fuck your father. And then what you gonna do? Not a goddamn thing, because you don't even know who your father is. If you want to avoid that, you should stay away from your friend's exes.
The workforce women.
We're talking about the women, your priority women. You know, you go to Foot Locker, you want to get your new kicks, you got that one girl who's always hooking you up, and then, you know, she's hooking you up, and then, you know, you get the number, and she's really hooking you up.
Workforce women, doctors, or any women in, like, the medical profession. Because them bitches can give you AIDS if you just fuck them over.
One type of women that you don't want to date, and you know, I didn't really want to say, I mean, y'all knew I was going to say it, but I didn't want this whole video to, you know, wrangle around it and circulate off of this, but y'all know I really had to touch this, you know, and I'm pretty sure it's unanimous between me and my boys. You know, can I get it at a 3, a 1, 2?
Booker T was on WrestleMania, son. You! The Rock beat John Cena. Oh my god. I'm sorry, did I interrupt?
Bitches.
Typically, you know, there are species, you know, that you don't want to incorporate yourself with, because, you know, they always come with, you know, baggage, problems, lies, deceit. That's where things just go down from there, because, you know, it's just turned out to be a big waste of your time. They make you look like the asshole in the end.
When we say bitches, I'm not meaning as in to degrade women. I'm just using as a base term to cover a very wide variety of women that, you know, if you can just sum them all together and put them in one category, we just call them bitches. B-I-T-C-H, you bitches is going to hate cause you bitches. What? You bitches. What? The ungrateful bitches. High maintenance bitches. Bitches who think they're entitled to shit. After you built up a life for yourself, you know, bitches who want to come around and fuck that shit up. Selfish bitches. Bitches who will be on the rebound. They just need your dick to leave the last nigga's dick imprint out of her pussy. Bitches with STDs. Now I know some women, you know, they're tomboys and they feel more comfortable around certain men, but you need to pay attention to that. So you don't want to date bitches with too many guy friends. Bitches with bad credit scores, still in love with their exes, that's all they can talk about. Gold digging bitches, bitches who treat you like a secret, bitches who's drug addicts, bitches with no job, nagging ass bitches, can't let go of the past ass bitches.
Shoulda girls. Yeah, my mother was right. I shoulda went out with that nigga. He's a doctor. Now, you know what? The fuck out.
That'll say the shit to try to, you know, women will try to, you know, hit you in your core, but if she's doing that only on the second date,
Bitches with no manners.
these are women that you really want to stray away from because you might find yourself a little bit too emotionally invested into somebody who's just not trying to take it, who's just trying to take advantage of you. Now, while I'm saying this, I'm not saying this as in you should try to take the advantage in these tips I'm throwing at you to go take advantage of these women I'm telling you not to date. Oh, go after that girl who's emotionally damaged. She don't know what's coming to her.
The ones that just waste your time. The ones where you let them know from the start what you want. And then, you know, down the line, you just get fucked over.
A girl that you know isn't in the same place emotionally as you. Like, oh man, this guy loves me, he gives me flowers, cooks me dinner and breakfast, and, you know, just, like, has all this shit for me in his bedroom, and, like, introduced me to his family and all this shit. And yet I don't really love him. You know, and that's not fair to him, and that's also not fair to women. But benefit off of the naiveness of the nice guy.
Women who are going along for the ride but aren't going to the same destination as you. You tell this girl up front basically that you're interested and that you know what you want and what you can see, and yet she knows that she doesn't want what you want, but she knows that if she pursues the right steps to get to that point, there are a couple of benefits for her along the way. So she's gonna ride it out, get those benefits, then once that point comes, she's just gonna head on out of there because she didn't want that from the beginning. But you know, sometimes she could say, well, maybe I like him along the ride. If you didn't like him when you first met him, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna like him after he buys you a nice bracelet. And one last type of women that you really should never ever date, because sometimes there are an exception to the rules that we just threw at you, but there's one with no exception. Your cousin. Nigga. Hey, cousin, nigga, cousin. No, don't do it. Hey, she's looking good. You know what else she look like? You!
Pretty much, you know, just take this into consideration. These are actual, you know, maybe joking around, laughing a whole bunch of the time, but we're actually serious trying to help make a, you know, better humanity.
I know it's all jokes and giggles now, nigga, but come on now. There ain't nothing funny about little Timmy with hands for nipples and kneecaps for eyelids. All because you thought your cousin was fine. And you wanted to roll the dice in a genetic gene pool when nobody rolls dice on the pool table. Life gonna be hard as fuck for little Timmy.